Imagine a world where summer is not a season of warmth, but a cruel rumor, where the sun rises each morning like a dim coin behind a veil of ash, offering light without comfort, brightness without heat. Imagine standing in the month of June. The earth should be breathing green life into the air. And instead, frost crackles across the fields like broken glass. The year is 1816 and something has gone wrong with the sky itself. The season has failed, the sun has weakened. And you are about to live through the year the world called the year without a summer. You wake before dawn in a farmhouse in New England, or perhaps a village tucked into the valleys of Switzerland.
Nearly spent.
The air inside your home is bitter, the kind of cold that does not belong to spring. Your breath hangs in pale clouds, even indoors. Outside, the ground should be soft, with thawed soil, ready for planting. But when you step out, your boots crunch. Not on snow, not on ice left over from winter, but on fresh frost. The fields look wrong. The trees hesitate, the birds are quieter. It feels as though nature itself has paused, confused, waiting for instructions that never arrive. At first, people tell themselves it is only a strange week, a late chill, an inconvenience. Farmers have seen odd weather before. The earth is stubborn, unpredictable, but as the days pass, the cold does not loosen its grip. May comes, then June, and the warmth never follows. Instead, the skies stay heavy, bruised, stained with an endless grey haze. The sun is there, technically, but it has become a weak lantern behind smoke. And slowly, the realization begins to creep into the bones of entire nations. This is not weather. This is something else, something unnatural. In Vermont, snow falls in June. In Quebec, rivers skim with ice again. In Ireland, rain lashes the fields without mercy, turning crops into rot before they can even grow. In Germany, storms flatten what little survives. The air smells damp and wrong, like soil that cannot dry. Every morning becomes a gamble. Every sunrise brings dread instead of promise, because you understand something terrifying, even if you cannot name it yet. If summer does not come, the harvest will not come. And if the harvest does not come, neither will survival. By July, the hunger begins its quiet approach. It does not arrive suddenly like a plague. It creeps in like a thief. The first signs are subtle. Bread becomes smaller, grain prices climb, markets grow tense. A loaf that once cost a coin now costs 3. People begin stretching meals with water, with weeds, with whatever can be scraped from the edges of civilization. In the countryside, farmers stand helpless over ruined fields.
These greens
the corn is blackened, the wheat bends weakly, stunted, drowned in cold rain. Potatoes dissolve into mush underground. The animals suffer too. Cows give less milk. Sheep grow thin. Horses weaken.
It'll freeze again by night.
The entire food chain
The granary's
trembles.
empty.
And above it all, the
left for the
sky
cows.
remains indifferent, pale,
Summer shouldn't be
dim,
like this.
as if the heavens have turned away. In Switzerland, the situation becomes apocalyptic. The Alps, usually a symbol of eternal strength, become a prison of cold. Snow lingers where it should not. Villages run out of stored grain long before winter even arrives. Families boil grass. Children gnaw on bark. There are reports of people eating cats, dogs, anything with flesh. Hunger strips away dignity with brutal efficiency. And still, no one knows why. Rumors spread like wildfire through the chilled air. Some say it is divine punishment. Others whisper that the sun is dying. Preachers thunder from pulpits about the end of days. The atmosphere feels biblical. The world is out of balance, and mankind is too small to correct it. Then, the riots begin. In England and France, bread becomes a weapon. Crowds gather in desperate anger outside bakeries. Women scream, men shove. Soldiers are called. Grain stores are guarded like treasure vaults. Food is no longer a comfort. It is power. It is life itself. In Germany, mobs loot markets. In Italy, peasants revolt. In Ireland, famine tightens its grip, feeding waves of sickness and migration. Entire communities begin to collapse under the strain of empty stomachs and relentless cold. This is not just a failed summer. This is society unraveling thread by thread. And somewhere far beyond the horizon of human understanding, the true cause sits hidden in plain sight. Not in politics, not in war, not in human sin, but in the air. Because the sky is not simply cloudy, it is wounded. A year earlier, in 1815, on the other side of the world, a mountain in Indonesia tore itself apart. Mount Tambora erupted with a violence so immense it sounded like cannon fire over 1,000 miles away. It was one of the most powerful volcanic explosions in recorded history. The mountain did not merely erupt, it detonated. Ash and sulfur blasted into the stratosphere, higher than storms, higher than weather itself.
Stay close, little one.
A fine dust wrapped around the planet like a funeral shroud. Sunlight could not pass through cleanly. Heat could not settle. The world's thermostat was turned down by catastrophe. But in 1816, you do not know that. All you know is that the sun feels wrong on your skin. That summer has become a stranger. The days grow shorter in spirit, even when the clock insists otherwise. The cold becomes psychological. People begin to fear the sky.
It's not the cold that hurts.
Upward with suspicion, as though the clouds are an enemy eye.
Fields will thaw.
And then comes the final insult. August
Sooner or
arrives.
later.
And frost returns again. In New England, farmers who dared to plant a second time watched their crops die twice.
Well, son.
Twice the hope,
Just keep that blanket
twice
close.
the failure. The ground becomes a graveyard
Hold tight,
of wasted
sweetheart.
seed. The air smells of disappointment and wet soil. Families pack what they can carry and leave. This year sparks migration across America as thousands abandon ruined farms and push westward, chasing rumors of better land, better weather, better mercy. In Europe, the death toll climbs quietly, not always recorded as famine, but as fever, weakness, consumption. Hunger rarely signs its name honestly. It just drains the body until the body stops. And in the cities, the poor freeze while the rich ration behind closed doors.
Just a little
The
longer.
divide
Burgundy's from
sharpens.
86. Remarkable
Misery
finish.
becomes
To
political.
prosperity and good health.
Survival becomes a privilege.
Perfectly roasted, if
The
I may
year
say
drags
so.
forward like a wounded animal. When winter finally comes, it feels less like a season and more like confirmation. As if the world has decided that warmth was never guaranteed in the first place. The cold locks in. The hunger deepens. And across continents, people endure one of the strangest collective nightmares in human history. Not because of war, not because of plague, but because the sun itself seemed to falter. And yet, humanity survives. Barely. The spring of 1817 eventually returns with something resembling normality.
After the long
The
winter,
haze
the light
thins,
finds
the
us
sun
again.
strengthens, crops grow again.
The earth stirs.
Life crawls back into the fields.
And
But
so
the
do we.
memory remains, a scar across generations. Because for 1 year, civilization was reminded of something terrifyingly simple. Everything we build, every city, every empire, every comfort, rests on a fragile agreement with nature. When we
After
look
the day
back
the
at
sky turned to ash,
1816, we
the
should
land
not
holds
only
its
see
breath.
snow
But
in
listen,
June or
light
famine in
returns,
August.
and with it, the
We should
long
see the
exhale of
immense
what
vulnerability of the
It
human
isn't celebration,
world.
but a quiet
The
knowing.
year without a
The
summer
fields
was
endure,
not just
and
a
so do
climate
we.
anomaly. It was a reminder that survival is always borrowed, that the sun, the seasons, the warmth we take for granted are not promises. They are gifts. And for one long, freezing year, the gift was taken away.